we're going to move on to the last guy on this list. And Trevor alluded to him. I've watched the top 2 tackles in this year's draft.
I'm guilty. I love the tape.
I love it.
I love the tape.
We're gonna get out to it. I'm not gonna try to tease you guys with who my rankings. Rashawn Slater, the tackle out of Northwestern, is mine, Eric Murray's number 1 left tackle in the draft. That is just the way it is. Do I think Penei Sewell has maybe more of a higher ceiling? Potentially. I think he's got a lot of the physically freaky tools that you want to see out of an offensive tackle. But Rashawn Slater is so good. And like Trevor alluded to earlier, with him, we're going to switch out that one, put it in there. There we go. Got the graphic down here. The man erased in 2019 because Northwestern, he sat out. He opted out for the 2020 season. He erased Chase Young in the Ohio State game. Ohio State destroyed Northwestern overall. Don't get me wrong. It was like 52 to like nothing or something like that. But it wasn't because of Chase Young. And it wasn't because of anything that Rashawn Slater did. And that's all you have to know is that the number 2 overall pick, one of the highest graded by PFF defensive ends coming out of college ever. You have all these things that you want to say about Chase Young. Rashawn Slater erased him from the game. And that's all you have to know about how good this guy is. Okay, that's the episode. We'll talk to you guys. I'm joking.
And even when Chase had him beat, he didn't have him beat. That's the best part.
So if you
look at that tape.
There was one play, and Chase Young gets him, and he's got these nice little feet move, and he tries to go for like kind of an outside move. And all Rashawn Slater does is he grabs his left hand, and it goes center of the body on Chase Young. And now he's got him. As soon as you put that hand in the middle of the chest, there is nothing Chase Young can do. He's controlling him from every way. He is strong enough that he is able to control Chase Young, the number 2 overall pick in last year's draft, and just erase him from the game. And he's quick enough on his feet. He's just so talented.
His base is so good. Like Eric alluded to, his base is so good. Like he's not too wide in his stance. Like Eric said, his side shuffle, I want to call it.
Yeah.
It's just all like his gravity, his center of gravity is just unreal.
And he knows
so like
how to
even
use
when
leverage.
they get underneath, like I think Chase might have been Chase got underneath him one play and looked like he was gonna blow him up. Not a chance. Like Eric said, he just kind of leaned a little bit to the right, put his hand in, like just off to the side a little bit on his chest, and it just pushed him over, used his leverage against him. Wow. Like I was just like, holy fuck, how did you do that?
That's one thing. So when like the play I was talking about, when he gets him with the left hand, he's holding him with the left hand, but he's got leverage to the outside. But with where he's holding him with one hand, he can get that. He's at the arm length now. Even though Chase Young has longer arms, he's got the arm length because of the positioning of where he is. Now, if he was trying to go with 2 hands in that play, you're kind of like, it's one of those things, you put your hands out, you kind of get pulled one way or another type of thing. But it's just like, he's just got him there. Now he's 6'3", so he's not, not the tallest. He's not 6'7" like a Trent Williams or any of these guys, right? He's 305, and some people say, "Oh, he's a guard." No, this guy is a left tackle. He did play right tackle in 2017 and 2018, before switching over to left tackle in 2019. Like I said, he opted out for 2020, so he didn't play 2020. But in 2019, here is his stat line, Trevor.
I'm all ears, homie.
He allowed 0 sacks, 1 quarterback hit, 5 hurries on 787 snaps.
That's crazy.
That is ridiculous. And you're thinking,
now, Eric, wouldn't you call that pretty consistent?
That's pretty consistent. You also want to know who he played against? Because it's not like he's playing against, and I always say, listen, if anyone hasn't got it yet, I reference Appalachian State all the time. The reason I do that is because of the longest yard. Because literally in that, Adam Sandler says, every year you get a tune-up game and you play somebody like Appalachian State. And that's why I say Appalachian State all the time.
He's a dick.
It's because of the longest yard. But it's
He's
not
a
like
dick.
he's playing the Appalachian State. So here's some of the teams he played in 2019 where he had to be the left tackle. Nebraska, they're always usually pretty good and solid on the defensive side of the ball. Michigan State, same thing. They're usually pretty decent. How about Wisconsin? Yeah. Wisconsin, pretty good team. Elite on defense every freaking year. How about the Ohio State University? With a Chase Young, with how many other highly touted, defensive prospects over there.
Bosa brothers.
Everybody, right? And he's playing there in 2019 against Chase Young, and he races that guy. Iowa, pretty good. Purdue, yeah. Minnesota, yeah. Like, these aren't slouch of teams. Yes, he had a couple games against teams that maybe weren't as good, right? Like in Illinois and a couple of these other places. But
well, actually, we should mention he shut down. He did a really good job against Buffalo's. What was it, second round pick out of Iowa? I'm trying to think of that defensive end's name. Yes, we should bring that up because he is another guy who didn't play well or got his ass handed to him, whatever way you want to look at it.
Nobody did.
Like, he killed him.
He's so good. He's got those quick hands. So like I said, he'll get up into the guy. He wants to get his hands on you. That was my problem with Penei Sewell, is that sometimes he doesn't go at you. Where Rashawn Slater is like, hey, I get my hands on you, and now you're gonna go wherever I want you to.
I find he adjusts well too. Like,
whether it's a power guy or a speed guy,
it's pretty cool.
Right?
Because he doesn't always put his hand, like if it doesn't work with his hands on him right away, like he adjusts. I find he's just a smart player too. Like, and I love his base. Like I said, like it just seems like everything starts from your core, right? And he's just like you said, he just doesn't get beat, man. And even if it's not pretty, he seems to find a fucking way to get it done. And he's a great player.
No, to me, like I said, I don't.
He's not getting hyped enough.
I think his floor is like.
Yeah, I think he's he's a can't miss.
Is so
fucking
high.
Sick player.
And like I said, maybe you can say Penei Sewell at Oregon, maybe he has a higher ceiling. And guess what? It's because the guy is 6'6" or 7", whatever the hell he is, 330 pounds, and he's athletic as all frick. So like I said, there is a chance that, he may become the better prospect and the better player overall down the line, potentially. But Rashawn Slater is like, to me, and they've talked about, a report came out that the Chargers think either one of Slater or Sewell will be there for them at 13. And do you want to talk about somebody's pants getting tight? That is, man, seeing Slater, if he drops down to number 13 to the Chargers to be the left tackle for us, I will be so...
A decade?
Oh, man, I'll be so excited just to see, like, they've just done so much
Justin
work.
Herbert? Woo,
they've literally just spent so much money on the interior of that offensive line with Corey Linsley and the other two guards that they picked up. You're building that team the way that I always wanted to see the team built. Like I said, me and Trevor
should be built.
Me and Trevor are very much aligned with this. You build from the trenches. You want to have
Inside
a good quarterback. Out. Tom Brady never got pressured this year. Guess why? Because he had Tristan Wirfs on the right side.
He had a fucking sick line.
He had Jensen and all these other guys in the middle, and they were rough and tough. And Tom Brady didn't have to worry about getting hit for the most part, right? Like,
it didn't happen often.
And you look, and I talked about this on the last episode too. The two highest ranked quarterbacks in both college football and the NFL, Patrick Mahomes and Trevor Lawrence, both of them lost this year, and both of them lost because their offensive lines were dog shit in those games, and they were pressured so much. It doesn't matter who your quarterback is. Literally, it's the MVP
Can't do it by
from
yourself.
the year before,
Can't
and
do it by
it is
yourself.
the first overall pick in the NFL draft.
If you can't stand back there,
you can't stand. You can't run forever. And if you don't have time to throw, you're not going to win. And that's why you build in the trenches. And Rashawn Slater is going to give you that chance. There is no doubt in my mind that this guy is going to be an amazing player. If I was Cincinnati, I would take him. And if not Cincinnati, Miami. Like, it's just, I don't care who it is. And then if it's not them, then you get him in Detroit. Like, whoever isn't taking a quarterback should be picking up this guy. Now, I understand there's guys like Jamar Chase, and I understand there's Kyle Pitts in the world.
They're sexier picks is what Eric's saying.
They are, 100%. But Rashawn Slater, to me, is so good in everything he does. Hand placement, he's got quick feet, he's got quick hands, he knows how to use leverage, he knows how to use the defensive end and the defensive player against them. He'll switch on crossing routes and everything else. He's, like I said, he's maybe not quite as athletic as a Sewell when it comes to getting on the outside type of thing. Like I said, he still does it, and he'll block at the next level. And I said, I find with him is what I kind of like to see. Like, he'll bury guys, like, and that's what I want to see in an offensive tackle or guard or anybody on that offensive line, is you get your hands on that guy and you bury them and you make sure that they're on the ground. There was one play against, who was it? But it was one of those things that maybe it was Chase Young again, but he gets the guy and he's coming in and he's just bully balling them. And then all of a sudden, like, they're behind. He's doing the opposite of what Sewell I found did a couple times. He's looking at the defender. He's still got his back to the quarterback. And all of a sudden he's on top of the defensive player because he's now driven him into the ground. Like, you just,
Lying on him.
it's what you want. He's strong. He's physical. And I think, like I said, if he was 6'5" and 310 or 315, maybe he gets a little more. I said, maybe it's because he's only 6'3", but I said, to me, the guy has everything you could want in an offensive tackle. You can put him at right. Say if you had a good, if you're, say, the Bengals, and you say, look, we got, the guy we took 2 years ago, Jonah Williams, we have him at left tackle. We really like how he developed last year playing over there. Maybe then you move him over to right tackle, and at that point type of thing, maybe, like I said, he can do it. But like I said, if it's another team, like I said, I wouldn't hesitate to put him at left tackle and just watch him go and watch
and
him
let him do his thing, boy.
Yeah, he'll be, like I said, I don't know if he'll. It's high praise to say somebody like a Joe Thomas or Joe Staley, or go through the list of Pro Bowl offensive left tackles, right? But at the end of the day, I think this guy is going to be very good.
Was it Orlando Pierce for the
Orlando
Rams?
Pace for the Rams.
Pace, he was a beauty too, man.
Like I said, you just line up and you know that, okay, on that left side, I got nothing to worry about. Like I said, he's going to still have tough competition, right? No matter where he goes, you got guys like Von Miller and Bradley Chubb and Myles Garrett and Joey Bosa, and you have all these different guys in the league that are out there every day.
The best of the best,
the best of the best. I'm not saying that he'll never get beat, but like I said, he played against some very good defensive teams, some stingy teams in college, and like I said, you heard it, 0 sacks, 1 quarterback hit,
really good competition,
and 800 snaps, essentially. So that's all I can say. Was there anything else you saw about him that you liked, or?
No, like I mentioned what I wanted to say. Like, it really, like, when he looked at a position, turned around, he wasn't, like, he still managed to get, well, he was, but he still managed to get it done.
Yep.
He's so good with the leverage, like Eric, you alluded to. He just seems to be able to guide people. Like, when he looks like the most important thing is when he's beat, he's not beat. And if you can do that in the NFL, you're going to get paid a lot of money.
Yeah.
And you're going to have a very good career. When I say beat, like, he's just like, he's awkward, or he stood up, he's back like that. That's like an enemy of the offensive lineman.
But he can recover from it.
But he's got such a good center balance in his stance and everything that he makes it work, and it's very incredible. Like, sometimes it's not sexy, but it works.
The picture I actually put up is actually I realized it's from must be from 2017 or 2018, because he's actually playing right tackle in it. He's not playing left tackle, but
really?
Which is kind of funny. But like I said, to me, I think he's good. Like I said, if you want to put him at guard, you can too, right? Maybe that's what you do with him.
Oh, that'd be a waste, though. I think.
No, yeah, but I said I think overall. But if it's somebody like a Cincinnati that just wants to, they don't want to add a weapon, they just want to protect Joe Burrow, because I know Adam brought it up on the last podcast. They just signed Riley Reif, which I don't think that wouldn't stop me from doing it, right? But
exactly,
if you put him at left guard instead, leave Jonah Williams out there at left tackle, and if you think that. Or maybe he beats Jonah Williams up for left tackle and you move Jonah to the right. They just
swap. He moves to the right, yeah.
Maybe that's what happens, right? It's hard to say, but obviously Jonah Williams was also a top 15 pick, 2 years ago when the Bengals took him. So, and then he missed his first whole year, came back last year, and then he blocked for Joe Burrow for, whatever it was, 6-7 games, and then blocked for
before the knee.
And then he blocked for Ryan Finley for the rest of the year, which I don't care who you are. You're not going to look good blocking for that team. So, but yeah, like I said, to me, the number one offensive tackle in this draft is him. And, yeah, like I said, I will stand by that.
Your boy.
And we'll see. Like I said, maybe I'm wrong. I've been wrong before. But I don't think not in this case. I think this one I'm pretty on. Even last year.
I think they're both going to be good.
Yeah, I said it may not be. I think it's these two, and I think it's a drop off because I think you're into Darisaw and Elijah Vera Tucker and all these other guys. So I think it's a drop off after these two. Where I found last year you had Thomas, Becton, Wirfs, Wills Jr. You had 4 guys that were pretty good. Where this year I think it's 2, and then it's. I said a pretty decent drop off compared to what you have, right? So